To build a check dam, it's quite fun. And the idea of check dams is that we get a lot of landscape which is changed. Like if we look all around, we have forests which are not forests anymore, or temporarily without vegetation. And this village itself had some problems with flooding because this is the village first upstream. The idea was to give first aid for villages which experience flooding, and the check dams retain rainwater, so the discharge will be more regular. My name is Michal Gazovic. We are in Žďár village, which is in High Tatras, and we are here because we have been doing some ecological restoration projects here. In Slovakia, in the past, we had communist regime, and this regime was not a big fan of small-scale farming. Around 1952, the big unifying fields and pastures happened, which destroyed old terraces in the landscape. The small-scale farms disappeared and heavy machinery took over, which created problems because these large fields and large meadows and large pastures were not very friendly for slowing down the rainfall or runoff, which means that this caused the problems afterwards, creating more flash floods in the communities, creating more erosion from the fields. I think this was a very big mistake because the terraces were the stabilizing factor in the landscape in the past, as well as the small-scale farms, creating more biodiversity, and I think we should at least partly get back to something like that. The new water paradigm was a start because the people started the project together with government to create water retention measures or landscapes. And here in our village, the check dams were built mostly from local materials, which you can find on site, like rocks, stone and wood. Because if you have material on site, you don't have to drag it from very far. You can have it in 1 hour or maximum 2. Yeah. If we manage to keep the sediments in the catchment, what we are doing is actually lifting the riverbed. That means that you will have the soils in higher horizons, and that should bring also the more water for trees and plants which are growing next to these creeks. On the other side, you can also have the effect that by trapping sediments you will have water flowing, but maybe you will not see it, but the water is still there in the material which was trapped in the catchment. And then what you can gain is that in this material which you keep in the catchment, you might have plants established which might have access or better access to water, and they might have also better growth and better production. What we can learn maybe from our ancestors is to use common sense, is to look at the landscape with very direct approach, and we just have to observe, and we will figure out where the problems are, and we can fix them also with very little effort. My message would be that every community and every individual is able to do something for environment. If we just do something on a communal level, we can achieve very good results. We can achieve restoration of water cycle, we can achieve regrowth of vegetation on places which are barren. We can have small water cycles, we can have dew again. And with these small steps, you might inspire other people in the community and everyone else around the world. Look, my bees are coming back home.